She wants to please him, but she's also hiding that. That's called avahita bhav, the concealment of emotion. So Krishna will have to be Hari and steal her avahita bhav also. And in this way, Krishna will gradually, by his clever, cunning behavior and words, make Radhika favorable to him and make all the Sakhis favorable also. And then their pastimes will go on. So Hari, Hari, Mukunda, Murari. Then Krishna becomes Mukunda. What does Mukunda mean? Mu, Ku, Da. Krishna, whose face, Mu. It is so beautiful. Ku, Kutsit. It makes the Kunda flowers seem very insignificant by comparison. His face is so beautiful. Or his face makes Da, Ananda, the joy of Mukti, liberation, worthless. For someone who sees the smiling face of Sri Krishna, then Nirvana, Mukti, Moksha, liberation, no. Kaivalyam Narakayate, this is worse than hell. Krishna is so beautiful. So his name is Mukunda. But especially Mukunda means that Krishna who gives liberation to Radhika from her shyness, her lajja, from her shyness. Nairanjanya mupeyato parigalun modi modashwani lochane swedu dupal vilepanam kilakuchadvandvam jaho ragitam yogat sukyam ugadu rajpuraditi prakshuddayam sanginam radhe nivihiram tava satuguna shankhe mamuksham dade. Radhika and Krishna entered into the kunj to play, and Brinda Devi was looking inside, and she said to the Sakhis, oh, just see, Nairanjanya mupeyato parigalam modi modashvali lochane. Now Radhika is meeting with Sri Krishna. She has such... Very don't disturb.
I'm sorry, I have to leave, Guru.
Acha. When Radhika meets with Sri Krishna, she's also overwhelmed with love. She has sattvic bhavs. That means trembling, voice choke, hair standing on end, and especially tears of joy. Tears of joy. So now Radha and Krishna are sitting together. Radhika's eyes are just flowing with tears of joy. And these tears of joy are washing away the kajal from her eyes. So the black kajal is running down her face, and so many tears are there, there's no kajal left anymore. So kajal is called in Sanskrit Anjan. So Radhika becomes, Brinda Devi saying, look, Radhika, due to the tears of joy, she's becoming Nairanjan. Nairanjan, she has no Anjan anymore. So Niranjan, also in metaphysics, it means completely untouched by the three gunas. So a liberated person is called Niranjan. Completely untouched by the three gunas. So Brinda Devi is making a joke. Look, Radhika has become Niranjan. This Leela, there's no materiality in it. It is completely liberated. So the eyes of Radhika now, they become Niranjan. They become Mukta Mahapurush, great liberated souls. Because the tears of joy have washed away the Niranjan. But then the tears, they flow down and to the chest of Radhika. Now the body of Radhika is made with a very fragrant lotus pollen. There's kumkum decorating the body of Radhika. So these tears are flowing down, and Radhika is having the ecstatic symptom, sattvic bhav of sweat. Sweat means perspiration. So now the perspiration is coming and washing the cosmetic from her body also. So tears are flowing, perspiration is flowing, Anjan is washed away. So Jaho Ragitam, the chest of Radhika, has given up all rag. Just like a person when they take sannyas, when they become renounced, they give up all attachment. And rag means color. So the body of Radhika has given up all rag. Given up all color, that means taken sannyas. Given up all rag, all attachment. And now the tears and the color, the kumkum and the anjan is flowing down to the body of Radhika. And her skirt is tied with a string. This is called nivi. So then Brinda Devi is saying, and now I'm afraid that by the association, because if you associate with detached persons, what will happen? If you associate with someone who has no material desires, who has no worldly objectives, whose only goal is Krishna Prem, what will happen? It will start, that feeling will start to come to you also. Hmm? And you just look and think, the whole world is just like empty, dry straw. Haribol, Haribol. Just seva all the time. So this is a parampara. Her eyes, her body, and now Brinda Devi said, now I'm afraid that the string on which ties the skirt of Radhika, Mamuksham Dade, has become, is now also desiring mukti, to be liberation. So we should leave, and then Brinda Devi, she disappears. These are the amorous pastimes, not actually the beginning, just the introduction, the preface to the amorous pastimes of Sri Krishna. But it's described in terms of renunciation. Why? Because there's no materiality in this at all. Completely pure. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Pad says, Atayeva e sukh, Krishna sukha poshe, hetu gopi prema nahi kama doshe. There's no kam dosh, there's no fault of lust in Braj Gopis. Atmendriya kritibancha taribali kam, Krishnendriya priti icha dari prema nam. The desire to please one's own senses, this is called lust. But the desire to please Krishna's senses is called prem. So Srimati Radhika only desires to please the senses of Sri Krishna. Now one may say, but Krishna is very beautiful. And you cannot deny the fact that if Krishna will embrace you, if Krishna will sing to you, and if Krishna will play his flute, that your ears don't feel joy. That you don't experience the joy of Krishna through all senses. You cannot say that you don't feel joy. So this is true. When Krishna meets with Radhika, then she begins to glow. She begins to glow with joy. But this happiness, this glow of happiness on the face of Radhika is also offered to Krishna. Her happiness is also for his happiness. So first she comes, she wants to please him, but automatically she feels joy. Just like a person, if a person is serving out the makan at a feast, if there's a feast and the person is serving out butter to everyone, freshly churned butter. So he's walking around with the pot and he's taking the butter and he's putting some butter on everyone's plate. So that person, his hand automatically becomes greasy. He doesn't have to do anything. He doesn't have to do anything extra to get a greasy hand. He's just serving everyone else and his hand automatically becomes greasy. So Radhika, she doesn't have to do anything for happiness. She's just serving Krishna. But the happiness comes. But when this happiness comes, she offers this to Krishna also. Her happiness is also for Krishna's happiness. Right? You see? So the show of happiness is, the experience of happiness is also for the other person's happiness. Just like if you meet someone, you meet an old friend, and you embrace them, oh, I'm so happy to see you, and they just stand there like. Then, you will not feel happiness. So the happiness of the other person also gives happiness to you, right? Yes. So in this way, Radhika only wants to please Krishna. She automatically gets joy without any effort, but this joy is also for Krishna. So Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he's saying that Atayeva Esu Krishna Sukha Pushti. The gopi's happiness nourishes Krishna's happiness. Hetu gopi prem nahi kama doshe. And for this reason, there's no fault of lust at all in the gopi's happiness of meeting with Sri Krishna. And that is why Shukadeva Goswami said, Vikriditam brajabadhubi idang cha Vishnu sradan anvitanu sunayad atabana yadya bhaktim param bhagavati pratilabhya kamam ridrogam ashapahino chachirena tiraha. That if a person with a firm faith will engage in constantly hearing and describing the beautiful pastimes of Sri Krishna and Braj Gopis in the Rasa Leela, then even though they still have some calm, here calm does not mean gross calm, here calm means avidya. They have some avidya. But bhaktim param bhagavati pratilabhya kamam, simply by hearing and chanting these pastimes, then the Param Bhakti, the love of Braj Gopis, will enter into the heart and wash away all the very last traces of the ignorance and identification with the temporal material plane. So powerful. He's so powerful. So Bolo Hari Hari Mukunda. What are we discussing? Mukunda. Mukunda. Krishna's giving liberation, liberating Radhika from her shyness, liberating Radhika from her kajal, from her kumkum. And now, Brenda Devi has to quickly leave because also the knots are becoming loose. Bolo Hari Hari Mukunda Murari. Krishna is Murari. Why Murari? One may think this whole song is a bit strange because it's Murari, Lord Narayan, killed the Mura demon. And also there's another demon named Mura who Krishna killed when he was in Dwarka, when he went to Prag Jyotishpur to fight with Narakasura there. There was a demon also named Murari who made the fortifications around the palace of the Narakasura. So, but there's a Murari, a demon previous to that pastime, who was killed by Lord Vishnu. So, and then you have Nishinga and Vamana, you have all these names. Then what kind of Shuddha Ras, what kind of pure nectarian Ras is here for the Vaishnavas in the line of Rupa Goswami and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? One pointed to Radha Krishna's Leela. This is an important question. So we should take these names that actually Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he is the Kamala Manjari. So as Kamala Manjari is singing these names to Radha Krishna for their happiness, she has some mood. She has some special mood. So Murari means that once this demon Mura, he wanted to fight with everyone and control the universe. Even he went to Yamaraj and Yamaraj said, you have not become supreme until you defeat Vishnu. So then Murari, he was going everywhere and looking to fight with Vishnu. So Murari was confident in his power because he performed austerities and got a benediction from Lord Brahma that whomever he touched with his hand, that person would break to pieces. So finally, Mura demon came to Lord Vishnu and said to him, give me battle. We will see who is stronger, you or me. Let's see who's the strongest. I want to rule the universe. Lord Vishnu said, I will very happily give you dominion over the universe. But this problem is that you have come here. I think you're not sincere. You don't really want to fight me because your heart is trembling. Your heart is trembling. Then Muradeva said, I am fearless. I never fear anyone. He said, no, your heart is trembling. You should check yourself. So then the Muradeva put his hand on his heart and he exploded to pieces. So why do Braj Gopis call Krishna Murari? Murari? Because that person who speaks in such a sweet and cunning way, with a smile, that you become totally confused. Understand? Madhuraya gira valguvakyaya buddhamanogya pustarekshana vidikaririma viramuyati adarasituna pyayayashvana. In Gopi Gita, Braj Gopis say, Madhura gira, O Krishna, your words sound so sweet. Madhu, very sweet. Valgo Vaklya. And the actual sentences that you say, they are enchanting. Buddha Manogyaya, even Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva and great demigods, you speak in such a clever and cunning way that they become confused. But not only that, Pushkarakshana, you have lotus eyes. So when you're speaking, then you glance and you move your eyebrows in such a way that everyone becomes completely bewildered. And if such sweetness is emanating, the words emanating from your lips are so sweet, then we cannot imagine how sweet your actual lips are. Right? Because how many words can come from Krishna's lips? It's like unlimited. Unlimited words can. So the lips themselves must be a reservoir of unlimited sweetness. Adarasiduna prayas. So now, Krishna, we are dying in separation. We'll die just now, and the only thing that could revive us is the nectar of your lips. So Murari means that Krishna who speaks in such a charming way that Radhika, she forgets her man, she forgets her contrariness, she forgets her shyness, everything. So sweet. Radhika can say to Krishna, hey, you are such a crooked person. You are like Vakrashra. Vakrashra is a form of Lord Shiva. Vakrashra means the Lord of crookedness. You are like Vakrashra. You are the master of crookedness. You are crooked in 3 places. You know, people say crooked in 3 places. That means the neck, the waist and the feet. Radhika said, no, you are crooked in 3 places. The past, the present and the future. And Krishna said, oh. Then if I am Vakrashra, crooked in 3 places, you are Astavakra Rishi. There's one sage named Astavakra. He's crooked in 8 places. You are like Astavakra Rishi. Why? Vachi kache bruvi drishto smite prayane vaguntane ridicha. You are crooked, first of all. Vachi, your words are crooked. Why? Because Radhika is quarreling with him, but actually in her heart she loves him. But this is the nature of Braj Prem. It's never expressed directly. In this world, everyone tells, I love you, because they are full of lust and they hide their lust with the pretend prem. But in Braja they have real love and they hide it with lust. Krishna, he has real love, but he acts like a lusty boy. He's hiding it because everything is crooked. And Radhika has pure love, but instead of saying I love you, she teases him. And this is why Krishna, his ears are just in complete bliss when Radhika chastises and rebukes him. Because the actual translation, the subtitle says I love you. When you translate it from the language of Braj into everyone else's language, this criticism means I love you. When Radhika says, oh, you are Vakrashra, crooked in 3 places, this means I love you. And then Krishna says, you are crooked in 8 places. First, your words are crooked. Vachi, kache, your hair is crooked. That means curly. Beautiful curling hair. Bruvi means your eyebrows. Because when Radharani is angry, she raises her eyebrows and they become like the bows of Cupid. Drishti, your glances, because Radhika does not look straight at Krishna. She's always looking somewhere else and ignoring him and then catching him. The Sakhi says, oh quick, Krishna's coming. Let's all turn away and ignore him and pretend we're picking flowers. And then just see what he's doing. Your glance is crooked. Smite, your smile is crooked. A smile has to be crooked. Your smile is crooked. And your Smite Prayani, the way that you walk is crooked. Because Radhika is Gajagamini. She has very narrow waist and very broad hips. So Gajagamini means a woman who walks like an elephant. If you see an elephant, when they're walking, the whole body swings from side to side. They take a step and then the body swings this way. So a beautiful maiden is called Gajagamini. So the way you walk is crooked. And your veil is crooked. You can see in the painting of Sevakunj, you see, Radhika is covering her face with the veil, but also pulling with her finger to try to look at Krishna. So it's like she's looking away, but then moving her veil a little so she can peep at Krishna. So your veil is crooked. And Ridicha, and your heart is crooked. So you are Astavakra Rishi, you are crooked in 8 places. So this is very profound, because Krishna is saying, oh Radhika, you are better than me, because I'm only crooked in 3 places, you are crooked in 8 places. And because your brow is curved and your hair is curly and you walk in a crooked way, so that means, oh, you are very beautiful. It seems like an insult, but these are compliments. But there's another hidden meaning in this. Astavakra Rishi is a great Siddha yogi. He's a perfect yogi. But how did he become Siddha? He became perfect by worshipping Lord Shiva. But which form of Lord Shiva? Vakrashra Mahadev. So by saying, if you say I'm like Vakrashra, then I say you're Astavakra, the inner meaning is, oh Radhika, you can make your life Siddha perfect by worshipping. This is called Murari. How he speaks, his words are so sweet. Oh, Gopi's hands are spinning. Everyone is enchanted by him. Hari Hari Mukunda Murari Rama Krishna Hayagriva. Ram here means Radharaman. Rama is who's always playing in the heart of Radhika. His name is Ram. And Krishna, what does Krishna mean? Krishna means Karshati, attractive. He draws all the senses of the Braja Gopis towards him by his attractiveness. When Radhika is entering in the forest, from far away she sees Krishna, but she cannot understand. Is it Krishna or not? She's not sure. She has to check with her Sakhis. Because if she'll see a tamal tree, which has a golden utica flowers growing at the base of the tree, and a peacock is sitting on the branch, she'll look and think, oh, Krishna's here. But it was a mistake. It was only the dark tamal tree and the golden utica flowers like his dhoti, and the peacock in the branch was like the peacock feather in his hair. So she has to check with it. Is that my Krishna? Or is it a tamal tree? Is it a fresh rain cloud? Is it an ocean of sweetness? Or is that my beloved Krishna, whose face is like the moon for the chakora birds of my eyes? There's a bird called chakora. It cannot live. It's just looking at the moon, waiting for a chandrika, a moonbeam to come and come. It survives by drinking the chandrikas, the moonbeams. So Radhika says, Krishna's face is like the moon for the intensely attached chakora birds of my eyes. See, Krishna's fragrance is like a lotus for the bumblebee of my nose. The sound of Sri Krishna's ornaments jingling, his ankle bells, the waist bells, his bangles, the sound of his ornaments jingling as he walks is like the music that enchants the deer of my ears. In India, when a hunter is hunting the deer, then they play some music, and the deer likes music and then becomes stunned, and then they get caught. So Radhika, my ears are like that, captivated by the jingling of Sri Krishna's ornaments. Oh, Sri Krishna's lips are like the Amra Manjari, that means the fresh buds on the mango tree for the cuckoo of my mouth. See, these are all things in nature where the attraction is spontaneous. So Radhika is saying, all of my senses are attracted to the Shabda Sparsha Rupa Rasagandha, all of the sense objects present in Sri Krishna. And Sri Krishna's whole body is like a river of flowing nectar for the forest fire of my body. That's Sparsha, touch. So the forest fire can only be extinguished by the flood of nectar. So his name is Krishna. Rama Krishna, Hayagriva. Actually, anyone can think of the name of Krishna and the meanings will come for days and days and days. Because Krishna means attractive, because it comes from Krishdhatu. But the Krishdhatu attractive can mean also attracted. Krishna, who is attracted to Radhika. Rama Krishna Hayagriva. Hayagriva is also one incarnation of Vishnu. Is a horse-headed incarnation who spoke the Vedas to Lord Brahma. So why do the Sakhis of Radhika call Krishna Hayagriva? Gagacharya said, Tasman Nandatmajo Yamte Narayana Samo Gunai. O Nanda Maharaj, your son will have all qualities like Lord Narayan. So all the qualities of Lord Narayan, they are present in Krishna, but to the fullest degree. And even Krishna has qualities that Lord Narayan doesn't have. He has a sweetness, Venu Madhuri, sweetness of his flute, Rupa Madhuri, of his form, Leela Madhuri, of his pastimes, and the sweetness of the love of the associates that surround him is not present at all in any Narayan incarnation. So Hayagriva means who speaks Dharma, who speaks the Vedas. They're remembering, oh Krishna, when we left our homes and we ran to meet you in the forest at night, what did Krishna say?
You shouldn't be there, you should go back.
Oh, you should go back and serve your husbands. You should follow Dharma, because those ladies who don't follow Dharma in this life, they will go to hell and they will suffer. But those who follow Dharma will go to heaven. So gopis, they call Krishna Hayagriva. Oh, you are speaking the Vedas to us. Well, you are very learned. You have all the qualities of Narayan. Gargacharya was correct. Huh? But why was Krishna telling them to go home?
Because he was testing to see.
He was teasing. This is Braj. Braj, everyone is lying all the time. Satyabratam Satyaparam Trisatyam. It is said Krishna is the embodiment of the truth. But in Braj, Krishna is always lying. The gopis, Brajbasis, they're always teasing each other. So he's just teasing them. Rama Krishna Hayagriva, Narasimha Bhamana Sri Madhusudana, Narasimha. Then Radha Krishna, they wake up and they come out from the kunj. And they go and they sit down on a beautiful jeweled platform on the bank of the Jamuna. At that time, those maidservants who are serving, they quickly run inside the kunj so they can collect the prasadi. Because Radhika's necklaces are broken. There's some chewed betel. There's some drops of honey wine left in the bottom of the goblet when they were drinking honey wine. So there's so much prasadi, so many valuable substances there. So they run inside to collect them all. They'll pick up the jewels of Radhika's necklace so they can string it again and offer it to Radhika. So at that time, when they go inside and they're picking up the pearls and jewels, they can hear the parrots in the kunj. The parrots are speaking. But you know, parrots always repeat what they heard. So while they're collecting the jewels from the floor of the kunj, they can hear one parrot is saying, "Oh, that hurts. I am not Hiranyakashipu, the king of the demons." And they're hearing what the parrots are saying. And by hearing this, they can reverse engineer so many pastimes of Radha and Krishna. Nrsimha Bhaman, oh Bhaman, do you know Vaman Dev? Vaman Dev was a dwarf. Vaman Dev is the dwarf incarnation of the Lord. He came in a very small form and he said to Balimaraj said, "I'll give you whatever you want." He said, "I only want 3 steps of land. I only want 3 steps of land by the measurement of my own steps." Bali Maharaj said, "But you are so small. I am an emperor of the world. I can give you so many things." He said, No, I only want 3 steps. But then what did he do? As soon as Bali Maharaj had promised to give in charity 3 steps of land, then he expanded himself. He became huge. And with 1 step, he took all the lower planetary systems. And with his 2nd step, he took all the higher planetary systems. With 2 steps, he'd taken the whole universe. And then he said to Bali Maharaj, "Now, where can I keep my 3rd step?" And Bali Maharaj said, "Oh my Lord, you can keep your 3rd step on my head." So why do Braj Gopis call Krishna Bhaman? Because this is a child cheating. This is cheating. I am just a very small person. Then becomes so huge. So Bhaman Dev, the Bhaman incarnation is the first incarnation which introduces this extreme deception. And so because Krishna is such a cheater, so yes, you have all the qualities of Lord Narayan, especially you are a cheater. Also, there's some irony in this as well. Why? Haripadanaka koti prastaparyanta simha tatamami kalayantim pranakote rabishtam. See, Krishna, he takes the lotus feet of Radhika and holds them in his heart. And Radhika loves Krishna 10 million times more than her own pran. So when Krishna holds the lotus feet of Radhika, he's trembling and thinks, "Oh, I've attained the greatest treasure." And he wants to put the lotus feet of Radhika on his head. So there's an irony here. That, oh, you are Vaman Dev. You are Vaman Dev. You completely cheated the Bali Maharaj. And Bali Maharaj begged, "Oh, please keep your feet on my head." But now look at you. Oh, Radhika, please keep your feet on my head. This person who was stealing everything and his devotee was begging, now he himself is begging to have the feet upon his head. So also, as Krishna teases Braj Gopis also tease Krishna. It goes both ways. Nrsimha Vamana Sri Madhusudana. Madhusudan means bumblebee. And Madhusudan means Madhu, the honey of Radhika's prem. Sudan is drunk by Sri Krishna. So a bumblebee has a power that if he's inside the bamboo, bamboo is hollow, and if he's inside, he's so strong he can bite through the knots of bamboo and get out. But when the bumblebee lands in a flower, in a lotus flower, and drinks the honey of the lotus flower, then when the sun sets, then the petals of the lotus flower close, and the bee can't get out. He can bite through the hard knots of bamboo, but he cannot bite through the soft petals of the lotus. Why? Because he's Madhusudan, he's completely intoxicated. From the nectar, there's no nectar in the bamboo. There's so much nectar in the lotus flower, and because he's so intoxicated, then he cannot get out. So Krishna is Madhusudan. Relishing the love of Radhika, he cannot leave her embrace. Nisingabhamana Sri Madhusudana Brajandanandana Shama. But he's the son of Nanda Maharaj. When Radha Krishna meet in the Kunj, they become so absorbed in their lila, they forget about the whole world. But when the sun is about to rise, then they remember, oh, there's a whole village. And there's Krishna's reputation. Everyone will wake up now. If anyone will see him sneaking home after being in the forest for the whole night, there'll be a scandal. And the gopis don't want Krishna to be involved in a scandal. So Brajandan, he's the son of the king of Braj. He's an illustrious person. He's a dignified person. He has status in society. So there should not be a scandal. Now, this Mangalatik time is a bittersweet time where there's meeting, but that meeting is intensified by the threat of inevitable and impending separation to come. Bhavi Viraha. That now the separation is inevitable. So, Brajandanandana Sham. So then, Radha Krishna, they begin to set off to go back to their home. And they walk together with each other for some way. But then, at some point, they have to separate. So the village where they have to go in opposite direction, that village is called Doman. Doman village. In Braj. It's near Nandagam. So Doman village, Doman means two hearts. Radha Krishna were one heart. But now, Radhika's heart has gone with Krishna and Krishna's heart has gone with Radhika. So they have to separate and return to their village. Brajandanandana Putana Ghatana Kaita Bashatana Jaya Dasharati Ram. Putana Ghatana. When Krishna was only 6 days old, then Putana came to kill him by giving poison to him. But only by the touch of the lips of Krishna, Putana was finished. So here, the gopis call Krishna Putana because it means if Krishna, when he was only 6 days old, his lips were so powerful, he could kill such a powerful demon like Putana who had the strength of 60,000 elephants. Now he's grown and he's Kishore. He's like 16 years old, he's so much stronger. Then what kind of goon, what quality is there in the lips of Sri Krishna? The touch of Krishna's lips are more powerful. Putana Ghatana Kaitaba Shatana. Kaitaba Shatana means the form of the Supreme Lord who killed the demon Kaitaba. So Kaitaba means duplicity. Duplicity. So the gopis, they were in their homes and acting like we are very dharmic housewives. But this is actually, they're already given their heart to Sri Krishna. So this duplicity of this pretense is taken away from Krishna. So he's called the Kaitaba Shatana. Jaya Dasharati Ram. Oh, he's like Dasharati Ram. What is the speciality of Dasarati Ram? Lord Ramachandra is Ekapatni Vrat. That means he has a vow to only have a relationship with one woman. So Krishna is also like that, right? Jaya Dasharati Ram. You have all qualities like Lord Narayan. But what about Jaya Dasharati Ram? Why are you going to the Kunja Chandravali? Actually, Krishna is more dedicated, more single-minded than Lord Ram. Do you know why? First of all, Ram has taken a vow that he will only be related to Sita, not to anyone else. But Krishna has taken a vow, Ye yatamam prapadyante tangstataiva bhajamyaham. That means I'll reciprocate with everyone. So even though Krishna promised he would reciprocate with everyone, and he was dancing with all gopis, but he left them all to be alone with Radhika. Radhika's, actually all those gopis in the Raslila that Krishna left to be with Radhika, they have Mahabhav. Their love is superior to Sita Devi. Sita Devi has up to Anurag, but gopis have Mahabhav. So Lord Ram, he cannot give up Sita for anyone else. But Krishna even leaves all the Braj gopis who have Mahabhav just for Radhika. And also from the point of view of Tattva, actually all these gopis, they are Radhika. Mahabhava Swarupa, Radha Thakurani, Mahabhav Swarupa, Mahabhav Chintamani, Radha Swarup, Lalit Adi, Saki, Tarakaya Vyuharup. There is Radhika, and Radhika has expanded and become all the gopis. So Krishna, he does not love anyone else. They're all the parts of Radhika's mood. Whatever Krishna is attracted to in any gopi is because that quality is in Radhika and it is manifest from her. So Krishna only loves Radhika. Even when he meets with another gopi, at that time he's thinking of Radhika and her separation. And he's meeting because he reciprocates. But in his heart he's not really feeling joy because he's remembering that Radhika is in separation. So Jaya Dasharati Ram, Yashoda Dulala Govinda Gopala. Now Krishna comes home and Mother Yashoda comes and wakes him up. Oh, I don't believe it. How is that possible? It's nearly 2 o'clock. Okay, I have to end soon. So, how will we finish this song? Yashoda Nandana, Yashoda Dulala Govinda Gopal. Now Krishna is at home and he lies in his bed and he is very tired. His eyes are rolling. He cannot wake up. And his mother comes and wakes him up. Yashoda Dulala. Hey, Govinda Gopala. That means all your friends have come. And all the cows are waiting for you, Krishna. So Krishna has to wake up, take his bath, take breakfast. And Govinda Gopal, Krishna, the cowherd boy, has to go out with his friends into the forest. They go to Govardhan. But Gopi Priyajana Radhika Ramana Bhuvana Sundara Paura. After the boys have been playing for some time and they're resting, then Krishna, along with Madhu Mangal and Subal, said, oh, let everyone rest here, let's go. And Krishna sneaks away and Gopi Priyajana Radhika Ramana. He meets with Radhika at Radhakund. And then the Radhakund pastimes take place. That is, we've come from the Nishanta Lila to the Prata Lila, to the Purvan Lila, and to the Madhyan Lila now. Bhuvana Sundara Bhar means Krishna is the most beautiful person. But it's especially mentioned here because Krishna is beautiful when he's with his friends. He's more beautiful when he's with his mother because of Vatsalya Ras. He's more beautiful when he's with the gopis. But he's most beautiful when he's with Radhika's group of gopis. And he's most beautiful when he's with Radhika's group of gopis in Radhakund. That is the highest place. So Bhuvana Sundara Bhar. Krishna is the most beautiful there in the Madhyan Leela with Radhika. But then, after that Leela passes, then Sri Krishna has to return to play with his friends, and Radhika and her Sakhis return to Yavat. And there Radhika is again in separation. So much separation. Ravanantakara Makanataskara Gopi Janavastahari. She's thinking, I am kept here by my mother-in-law. Why doesn't Krishna come and save me? He should come and save me from my mother-in-law's house. Just like Ravanantakara. When Sita Devi was stolen by Ravan, then Lord Ram, he came there. And he fought and he rescued her from that position. So why doesn't Krishna come here to Yavat somehow and save me from this position? She feels like this in separation. Sometimes he does. Krishna sometimes comes in disguise and enters into the mother-in-law's house also. Ravanantakara Makanataskara. If Radhika will hear, in separation, Krishna says, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to sneak into your mother-in-law's house. Then Radharani says, Makana taskara. Why not? Since you're a little boy, you're expert at sneaking into the neighbor's house. Right? What does Makana taskara? Makana taskara means that when Krishna was little, he was going around the whole neighborhood with his friend and sneaking into the houses of the neighbors and stealing butter there. So Radharani said, you are expert at sneaking into houses, you just come and sneak into my house. Huh? I know you are stealing butter from childhood. Then Radhika in separation, she heard Krishna was saying, no, that was when I was little, I was naughty, but now I'm grown up, I'm very strict. When children steal, it's okay, but when you get older, then you cannot do that, you cannot get away with that. Ravanata kara makanata skara gopi jana vastaha. Krishna, what are you talking about? We were taking bath in the Jamuna and you came and stole all of our clothes. Vastahari, you came and stole our clothes. So I think that you have not become more dharmic as you grow up. Usually people, they become more well-behaved as they grow up. But Krishna, you become worse and worse as you grow up. And in this way, Braj Gopis are in their homes and they're crying and feeling separation from Krishna in the afternoon. Brajera rakala gopa brindapala chitahari bangsidar. Brajera rakala. Krishna is a cowherd boy of Braj Gopa Brindapala, taking care of the cows with his friends at this time. But he knows that Braj Gopis feel separation, so even when he's out in the pastures, he plays his flute. That by hearing his flute, they'll experience the spurti of Sri Krishna's presence in his flute. Yogindra Bandana Sri Nandanandana Brajaba Janabayaha. Yogindra Bandana. What does that mean? It means the masters of mystic power like Brahma and Shiva and other devatas, they are offering prayers to Sri Krishna. Because now we come into the afternoon pastimes when Krishna's returning from the pasturing grounds. Then actually he's late and Mother Yashoda is very worried about him. But Yashoda says, where is my boy? What happened? Maybe some demon came. So at that time, some Sakis of Radharani, they say, don't worry, we'll find out. And the Saki of Radhika, not one of the short ones, but one of the tallest ones, she goes running and she climbs up the watchtower. There's a watchtower on the outer wall of Nandagaon and she climbs to the top. So she's, I know she's also taller than the other gopis. That's why they picked the tallest one. And she looks out into the meadows to see if she can see what Krishna's doing. And she notices him very far away. And then again she comes running down the steps. And she comes down the steps and then she comes back to Mother Yashoda. And she says to Mother Yashoda, Vividha Gopachara Neshu Vidagdo Vehinu Vadya Urdani Jashikshaha Tahava Suta Sakiya Dadara Bimbe Data Venu Anayat Swarajati Shavana Shastadupa Dara Suresha Shakra Savar Paramesti Puroga Kavaya Anata Kandara Chihita Kashmalam Yayo Anishchita Tattvaha. Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, chapter 35. That gopi says, Oh Sati, oh chaste Mother Yashoda, your son is expert in all the arts of the cowherd boys. Vividha Gopa Charneshu Vidagdo. He's expert in all the arts of the cowboys, especially at playing on the flute. Urudani Jashiksha. And when he takes the flute to his lips and he begins to play, at that time, Urudani Jashiksha, he plays so many ragas. These are not only the ragas which are in the Sangeet Shastra, but he himself has invented his own ragas. He taught himself. Self-taught ragas that no one has ever heard before. So at that time, Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva and Indra and other demigods who are expert in music, they gather in the sky and they're listening and they're trying to hear. Just like Nishinga, when I sing one kirtan, he's like this and he's trying to figure it out. What note was that? So Brahma and Shiva, They're listening and they're trying to follow the notes. But then there's so many notes in this raga that it shouldn't be in the raga that they think it was. And they think, oh, maybe it's this raga, maybe it's this one. And then finally they cannot figure it out. And Brahma and Shiva and Indra, they all, Kandarachita, they all bow their heads. We thought we were expert in the Sangeet Shastra, but we don't know anything. How can this boy play so many ragas? Do you know the answer to that question? Radhika the Prema Guru Amisisanath. Krishna said the prema of Radhika is actually my guru. So because Radhika loves Krishna in ways that no one has ever been loved before, that music comes out of his heart in the form of rags, which are beyond the capacity of Brahma, Indra and Shiva. So then the demigods all come down, and their feet don't touch the ground, but they're floating a little bit above the earth, and they offer arti to Krishna as he's returning to the village. So then Krishna doesn't want to be rude, so he stands there while the demigods, give arti. No, that's anachronism. But you get the idea. He's just like, okay, he just wants it to be over, so he can return to the village. So that Sakyu, with the tall Sakyu, came from the top of the watchtower. She's running back to Mother Yashoda to say, don't worry, he's just been a little bit delayed because the Devatas are offering arti to him. And he doesn't. Don't be worried. And she makes Mother Yashoda calm down. Like this. So, Yogindra Bandhana, Shri Nandanan, and then he comes back and meets with Nanda Maharaj. Braja Jana Bayahari. All the Brijbasis were worried. What will happen to him in the forest? Sometimes dangerous demons come, but now he's returned to the village. Oh, their fears gone away. Braja Jana Bayahari. Navina Nirada Rupa Manohara. Navina Nirada means he's like a fresh rain cloud, because in the summertime it's very hot in India, and when the summer season is over and the fresh rain clouds gather in the sky, everyone feels relief. So when Krishna returns to the village, then everyone who was burning in separation is like, he's back. So Navina Nirada, Rupa Manohara, they see his charming form. Chita Hari, Navina Nirda Rupa Manohara, Mohana Bangsi Bihari. Then he comes back, he takes his meal, and then he takes rest. But he sneaks out in the middle of the night and he goes to Bangsi Bhat, Mohana Bangsi Bihari, and he begins to play the flute. Yashoda Nandana, Kangsani Sudana, Nikunja Rasa Vilasi. Now at night, you see, all the Leelas, the Kali Leela is here in this song. That's why Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, relish thee on my mind, Rako Vachanaman on my mind. Don't forget these names. Remember these names all the time. Relish, it's full of rasa. So Yashoda Nandan means Mother Yashoda is very kind. So when gopis call Krishna Yashoda Nandan, it means that if your mother is very kind and loves you a lot, you grow up to be very kind. So Krishna is very kind to the Braj gopis. Kansa Nisudana, he kills Kanks. Here Kanks means calm. They feel the calm, very strong desire, and Krishna is very kind. And Krishna is serving the Braj gopis. Nikunja Rasa Vila, and he is performing Nikunja Ras, dancing on the bank of Jamuna and playing with gopis in the Kunj. Kadamba Kanana Rasa Parayana Brindavipina Nivasi. I'm sorry, I'm rushing a little bit now because we're running out of time and I missed my flight. I have to go soon. So I just tried to speak a little bit about Eastern, a little bit. Kadamba Kanana Rasa Parayana. Krishna is dancing. Do you know what a Kadamba tree is like? So beautiful. The trunk is very, very thick. We just went to Kadamba Kandi this year. Who was there? Kadamba Kandi? Anyone on Parikrama this year? Kadamba Kandi in Kamyavan. It's a very big, thick tree and a very light complexion and with deep green foliage. Huge. And the flowers, they're not flowers like this. They're round, like balls on a Christmas tree. They're completely round golden flowers, so it looks very festive. So there's a forest of Kadamba trees, and there are 4 Kadamba trees with so many creepers growing from one tree to another that it makes a room inside. So it's a Kadamba Kunj. And when Radha and Krishna, they go inside the Kadamba Kunj, Then the Kadamba pollen of these yellow flowers has a white pollen inside. And when Radha and Krishna are meeting, it's so beautiful that it's like a snow of white Kadamba pollen coming down in the kunj. And there's so much Kadamba pollen that it sticks to the eyelashes of Radhika and Sri Krishna. And they're trying to look. And there's so much white, soft Kadamba pollen falling in the kunj that they look and they cannot even see each other and they start to cry in separation. Ankastite pidaiteikim apripalapam ha mohaneti maduram vidadati kasmad. Srila Prabodhananda Saraswati Thakur says, Radhika is sitting in the lap of Krishna and crying, Ha Mohan, where are you? Prem by Chitta comes. And they become lost. They feel separation even when they're meeting. And they cannot see each other. Then someone may say, but why did you go in this Kadamba Kunj? If there's so much like Kadamba pollen falling like snow everywhere and you can't see, then why did you go? Well, the answer is that actually the Kadamba pollen wasn't falling when they went into the Kunj. But when they began to play together, then the Mahabhav of Radhika and Krishna also, it spreads out from their bodies. Aspandanam gatimatam pulakastarunam, and gives sattvic bhavs to the trees. So the Kadamba trees are trembling in ecstasy because of the presence of Radha Krishna, and it's shaking out the pollen. And it's coming and going like snow in their eyes, and then they cry in separation. Kadamba kanana rasaparayana brindavipina nivasi anandavardhana premaniketana fulasayojaka kama. Anandavardhan. Krishna is Anandavardhan. His joy is increasing. Radhika's joy is increasing. Fulasaryo Kam. And he glances at Radhika with eyes which are full of calm, full of love. The meaning here is that after Krishna is playing with Radhika and Radhika becomes very tired and she can hardly move, she cannot even lift one finger. But Krishna's eyes are still full of love. So then at that time Radhika thinks, let's make a trap. So you can play with Lalita and Vishaka and Chitra and Champakalata and all other gopis. So then Radha Krishna come up with a plan how they can catch those gopis that Krishna can play with them. So Gopanga Nagana Chitta Vinodana. Now it's after playing with Radhika, Gopanga Nagana Chitta Vinod. Now Krishna becomes the one who gives joy to all of the Braj gopis. So in the Ras Leela, it goes like this. Krishna's playing with Radhika and then Krishna plays with all her Sakhis on Radhika's arrangement. Yadyapi Sangira Krishna Sangam Nahiman Tatapi Radhika Yatna Karne Sangam. Even though the Sakhis of Radhika, they have no desire to meet with Krishna, but Radhika herself, out of love, out of affection, out of sneha for her friends, she always tries to make Krishna play with them. So Nana Cheli Krishna Preri Sangama Karai Atma Krishna Sangha Hoite Koti Sukhapai. Ramananda Rai, he said, and when Radhika, she makes an arrangement for Lalita or Vishaka or other Sakhis to meet with Krishna by tricks and traps. Chal means by tricks. Then at that time, Radharani, she feels 10 million times more happiness when Krishna plays with the Sakhis than when he's playing with her. So Anyan Ye Vishuddha Prem Kori Rasa Pushta Tasapara Prema Deki Krishna Hoi Tushta. Ramananda Rai said, so when Krishna sees, oh, the Sakhis want that Radhika should meet with me. And Radhika wants that the Sakhis would meet with me. They all have so much love for each other. So Anyan Ye Vishuddha Prem, seeing the love between each other, Kori Rasa Pushta, it nourishes the ras. Tasapara Prema Deki Krishna Hoi Tushta, and Krishna feels extremely satisfied. So the point of Radhika making Krishna meet with the Sakhis and the Sakhis making Krishna meet with Radhika is what? Krishna Tushta, only to please Sri Krishna. So Gopanga Nagana Chitta Vinodana Samasta Guna Ganadam Yamuna Jivana Keli Parayana. What is the last pastime in the Rasa Leela at night? Jamuna Jivana Keli Parayana. Tabi Yutashrama Mapo with Anga Sanga Gristastra Jaswa Kucha Kunkuma Ranjitaya Gandava Pali be Anudata Avisadva Santo Gajiba Ibaradi Babinna Setu. Shukadeva Goswami at the end of the Rasalila, he said, then when the dancing and playing was finished, then Krishna thought, oh, all the Braj Gopis, they are quite fatigued now. They should be refreshed by entering into the cooling, fragrant waters of Jamuna. So then Shukadeva Goswami is saying, Krishna is wearing beautiful garlands, and the garlands are crushed by the embraces of Braj Gopis, and the kumkum from their bodies are smeared on his garland. And just as the king of elephants enters into the Jamuna surrounded by so many female elephants, and as the elephant comes on the bank of the river, which is sandy, the river bank is breaking. All the sand is collapsing as he's entering into the river. So in the same way, Sri Krishna is breaking all the boundaries of Dharma. All the boundaries of the propriety are collapsing. And Krishna is entering into the Jamuna like the king of elephants, surrounded by Braja Gopis. And the swarm of bumblebees is following behind him, attracted by the fragrance of the kumkum on his garland. And those bumblebees are singing like as if Gandharvas, glorifying the Supreme Lord. So Jamuna Jivana Keli Parayana, they go to play in the water and they splash each other there and they become refreshed. And then they'll have to return home. Then they'll rest in the kunj. And now you're back at the beginning of the song again. And then there we go. Nidra chadi utajiva. So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he's saying, Nama Sudha Rasa, Gayo Krishna Rasa, Rako Vachana Manamo, oh my mind, never forget this at every moment. Sing these names of Sri Krishna, which are Sudha Rasa. They are filled with Rasamrita, the nectar of the loving pastimes of Sri Krishna in Vrindavan. Oh my dear mind, don't forget this even for 1 second. Sri Harinam Prabhu ki jai, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki jai, Gaura Premanande Hari Bol. Hare Krishna. So just now I'm flying in a few hours, and we have more festivals going on just now in Syracuse, in North Carolina, in New York, in Michigan. So please, if you have the opportunity, join us for more Kirtan and Harikatha there. And then we're going for a tour. We'll be in Moscow in Russia, and then throughout Europe, and Rome, and Venice, Switzerland, France, Spain. But we'll have a big festival for Radhastami in the island of Mallorca. 7 days on the island of Mallorca for Radhastami. So if you have the chance to come there, it will be very nice. And then we're returning to India for Kartik Parikrama, so we will also extend the invitation. Please join us for Kirtan and Harikatha and Parikrama during the month of Kartik as well. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So we sing one Kirtan and then Sabma Prashana.
Just while we have a moment to announce, for serving Prashadam, we're going to have to roll up this run. And we're going to need 6 servers at that time.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.